Hello and welcome to another episode of AI Buzz. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Today I want to talk about a concept that I've heard about mostly in the realm of software engineering, and that is the 10x software engineer. What this means is that there are engineers who are so talented that they can actually contribute about 10 times as much as a regular software engineer. Typically it's used in the context where the 10x engineer doesn't necessarily work harder than the regular software engineer, but they're able to produce a lot more output because they work a lot more smartly. So in the field of data, I believe this is also a very true phenomenon. This is absolutely a real thing. Over the years, I have worked with some of these people, and it is a real thing. Funny enough, a lot of the 10x engineers and scientists that I've worked with over the years also end up working really hard. And I think that's something that they may have used to kind of get to that level, and now they are not able to really turn it off. Unfortunately, with programming, there's definitely this idea that people came out of the womb programming and that they must be some sort of natural genius. As I've done a lot of reading and research on the topic of becoming an expert or really advanced in your field, I do not think this is the case. I think in almost every example that I've observed, the person has essentially deliberately practiced for many years and continually improved, and it did not happen overnight. These ideas are covered extremely well in the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, where he states essentially that you need to put in about 10,000 hours of deliberate practice to really become an expert. So I'm definitely not one of those 10x data people. However, I have made leaps and bounds of progress over my life by applying a lot of the principles that are outlined in both Outliers and the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. And really the central thesis of what I tell myself mentally is deliberately practice, deliberately focus for hours and hours, and try to come up with a way to measure your progress so that you can see how much you're improving, and that kind of fuels you up and keeps pushing you forward to get better and better. My goal is to be the best that I can become, and part of that is to really realize and accept the fact that there will always be people who are perhaps more talented, smarter, faster, quicker, that type of thing. There will always be someone better, so you cannot compare yourself to others and let that discourage you. If you're in the field of science, no matter how hard you work, there's a very good chance that you will never earn the Nobel Prize. Hard work doesn't necessarily always mean that you're going to achieve the absolute pinnacle of your field, but you can always be the best you can be. So the reason that I bring up the 10x data expert is because I believe it's possible to become one of those people, and that is personally one of my goals. I want to become an expert in this field. First, I want to share kind of my journey through the data field and how I've really faced a lot of challenges along the way. I think reflecting back on your journey and realizing what worked, what didn't work, and how much you've improved is really going to help propel you to the next step, and that's what I hope to do here. I really want to hit that next level, and I don't expect that to happen for several years at least, but eventually I do think I'll be able to get there. So starting out on this journey, I kind of realized programming and data were something I was always fascinated by. I really wanted to be good at them, but when I would try, I would kind of get stuck and give up. I would try to come up with these clever programs, but it just didn't make sense to me, and I didn't really have that perseverance to push through those obstacles and complete projects. Years kind of passed by, and I kept dabbling and stuff, but kept getting discouraged and just kind of believed I wasn't good enough or talented enough to really succeed at writing some cool applications. Funny enough, I think kind of what turned my mindset around and got me to a more productive way of thinking was getting involved in fitness. So with fitness, it's really easy to want to see immediate results, but that is just not how it works. And essentially how I kept myself motivated was trying to do a little bit of work every day, and putting in enough days of consistent work, you're able to see visual results. And through learning those lessons, I was able to take those and kind of apply them to other aspects of my life as well, which I think have really helped. So when I first started applying this to my programming, whenever I would get stuck, I would try to fix it. If I wasn't able to fix it that day, I was okay with that. I would put in a best effort. If I had tried enough things, I'd just call it quits, but then I'd make sure to try and come back to it the next day or a couple days later and try it again. And almost every time when I would try to do this, I would get past it. And that felt like a really big victory to me and would kind of fuel me on my next leg of the journey. So really kind of hitting my head against these projects enough times over years and years really was able to kind of get that self-confidence that I could actually make products and I could contribute to this field in a useful way. And that I didn't have to be a genius coming out of the womb programming to really make an impact. So with enough perseverance over a couple of years, I was finally able to put together a really nice data portfolio, and now I end up doing data analytics full time at a Fortune 50 company. The work is extremely interesting, and it feels like each day I'm really having an opportunity to hone in on my skills and really improve. I think this is going to be really crucial to my growth in data because now full time I have the opportunity to really be deliberately focused on learning these concepts and applying them. And plus it has the benefit of I get paid to do that. So it's really the perfect combination. But to get to that point, it was a lot of perseverance, a lot of grit. I was not paid for a lot of my side projects that I was putting together for my portfolio. I was not paid to be studying this stuff on the mornings, evenings, and weekends. So there is years of pain and uncomfortable learning that took place. That's another thing I learned through this journey is expect the path to not be fun at all. Just go into it expecting that. Just like fitness, just like your arms or legs don't want to do the workout, they know it's going to be uncomfortable. You don't want to do it. If you're able to push yourself past, you can improve. And the same exact concept is true here, where if you stretch your brain to learn something, you force yourself and really focus on it, you will improve. Trust me. Try to spend a little bit of time each day, like Cal Newport outlines in his book Deep Work, to really cut out all distractions and just 100% focus on something. You probably won't be able to do it for too long at first because it's really uncomfortable and it's not natural to be able to focus for long periods of time. But if you do that consistently over time, you're going to see a lot of progress. Also, remember to stop comparing yourself to others. There will always be extremely good programmers that are leaps and bounds ahead of you. And you just have to focus on your own journey and not get discouraged. So I hope this video was helpful, kind of outlining the concept of becoming an expert in something and kind of my personal aspirations to become kind of a 10x data expert, being really, really talented at this field, hopefully in a couple of years. And to get there, I'm expecting to put in a lot of hours of intense, deep work. That's about all I have for you today. If you're working on any sort of programming project or data project today, make sure to persevere. Make sure to, if you get stuck, come back tomorrow, hit it hard again, and you'll get past it. Trust me. If you like this video, consider giving it a like or a subscription to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And that's about it. I will come back at you with more machine learning and artificial intelligence content very, very soon. Have a good day. Bye.